Imagine the sheer force of nature unleashed, turning a vibrant island paradise into a scene of utter chaos. Drone videos capture the heartbreaking aftermath of Hurricane Melissa ravaging Jamaica, leaving vast areas plunged into darkness without electricity. This isn't just a storm, it's a wake-up call to the raw power of our planet's fury, and as we dive deeper, you'll see why this disaster demands our attention. In the wake of this Category 5 behemoth, which barreled across the Caribbean, with winds clocking in at a terrifying 185 miles per hour, Jamaica is grappling with the fallout. Drone aerials paint a stark picture: homes reduced to rubble, streets turned into rivers, and communities isolated amidst the wreckage. For beginners trying to grasp what makes a hurricane so destructive, think of it as a giant, swirling blender of wind and water. Melissa's ferocity brought torrential downpours that triggered flash floods, mudslides that buried roads, and total blackouts that have crippled daily life for most residents. The island's government is still piecing together the human toll, unable to give a complete count of fatalities as investigations drag on. So far, authorities have confirmed at least 4 deaths in southwestern Jamaica, including a tragic incident where a toppled tree claimed the life of an infant, as shared by a state official on local radio. And this is the part most people miss: these numbers might just be the tip of the iceberg in such remote, rural territories where rescue teams can't always reach quickly. Local leaders echo the urgency. The mayor of Black River described how the storm inundated the town's hospital and police stations, rendering them inoperable for recovery efforts, while a storage site for emergency aid was obliterated. With large swaths of Jamaica being sparsely populated and hard to access, the true extent of Melissa's wrath is only now coming into focus, as noted by ITV News correspondent Robert Moore. "Catastrophic barely scratches the surface of what we are witnessing," remarked Richard Solomon, underscoring the widespread despair. By Wednesday, a staggering 77% of Jamaica remained in the dark, with no power, and officials are scrambling to quantify the ruin. Communities on the western side, hit hardest, are completely stranded, crying out for essentials like food, water, and medical help. The Minister of Information, Dana Morris Dixon, emphasized the need for heavy machinery and skilled teams to breach these cut-off zones. But here's where it gets controversial: does this highlight a failure in preparedness for such predictable threats? Or is it simply the unpredictable nature of climate events testing even the most resilient nations? Good news emerged as Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston gears up to reopen later that day, paving the way for aid planes to deliver crucial supplies. An official all-clear has been declared now that Melissa has moved on to Cuba and is barreling toward the Bahamas, but the island's vital systems, roads, hospitals, and communication networks remain in tatters, with assessments slowed by a total loss of connectivity, for the acting head of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Specific parishes like Clarendon in the south and St. Elizabeth in the southwest bore the brunt, with entire areas submerged underwater. Desmond McKenzie detailed how 4 medical facilities suffered severe hits, 1 left powerless, and forcing the evacuation of 75 patients. Prime Minister Andrew Holness laid it out bluntly: "Wherever the hurricane's eye passed, devastation followed, hospitals wrecked, homes and businesses flattened, and transportation routes obliterated." Adding to the global outpouring, King Charles expressed deep sorrow over the Caribbean's plight, praising the bravery of responders. "This record-breaking tempest underscores the pressing need to heal our Earth's balance," he noted, "for the sake of those whose lives have been upended." Before Melissa even struck land, the storm's precursor winds claimed 3 lives in Jamaica, with additional fatalities in Haiti, 3, and the Dominican Republic, 1, plus 1 missing. Logistics are a nightmare: airports shuttered, power grids down, making it tough to gauge the aid needed. Yet, humanitarian groups warn that the repercussions will linger, shattering lives and economies. Alexander Pendry from the British Red Cross described it as an unparalleled catastrophe, with submerged communities and wind-whipped destruction. Priorities: search and rescue, plus access to healthcare, shelter, clean water, food, and basics. In a show of solidarity, the UK pledged £2.5 million in quick relief funding to jumpstart recovery. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer called the emerging images truly horrifying during a parliamentary session, pledging full support through contacts with Jamaican officials. The warship HMS Trent and rapid response units are poised in the area, ready to lend a hand. If you're keen on staying updated, sign up for our free weekly newsletter at https://itviews.substack.com for insider scoops from ITV News, delivered straight to your inbox every Friday. Meanwhile, Jamaica aims to fully reopen its airports by Thursday to speed up aid distribution. Melissa has already battered Cuba, displacing hundreds of thousands, and is now zeroing in on the Bahamas. A hurricane watch is active for western Bermuda, with a tropical storm alert for the Turks and Caicos Islands. For bite-sized insights on major headlines, tune into our podcasts on what you need to know. But let's pause for a moment. Does this event force us to confront uncomfortable truths about climate change and our role in it? Some argue that disasters like Melissa are nature's brutal reminders of human-induced imbalances, while others point to inevitable acts of a volatile planet. What do you think? Is investing more in disaster readiness the key, or should we push for global action on emissions to prevent such storms? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with the calls for restoring nature's balance, or see this as an overreach?